celebrate over death, Zhuangzi's profound wisdom. In a quiet courtyard shaded by tall bamboo, Zhuangzi sat with his legs stretched out, resting casually on a low stool. His posture was relaxed, his movements unhurried, and his face lit with a calm, almost playful expression. Before him was a simple clay pot, which he tapped rhythmically, humming a soft, lilting tune that carried through the evening air. What made the scene unusual was the reason for his song. Zhuangzi's wife, his companion of many years, had recently passed away. While others might mourn with tears and lamentations, Zhuangzi chose instead to celebrate. His drumming and singing, filled with tranquility and joy, seemed to honor not her absence, but the natural cycle of her existence. It wasn't long before his old friend Hisi arrived, intending to offer condolences. When he saw Zhuangzi's behavior, his shock turned to outrage. "Zhuangzi," Hisi exclaimed, "your wife who shared your life and supported you for so many years has passed away. Yet here you are, drumming and singing, your face lit with cheer. How can you be so heartless? So indifferent? Have you no sense of propriety?" Zhuangzi glanced up at Hisi, his expression amused yet thoughtful. "Heartless? Indifferent? No, my friend, you misunderstand. At first, when she passed, I grieved like anyone else. I felt the ache of her absence, the weight of loss. But then I began to think deeply." He tapped the pot lightly, as though drawing rhythm from the air. "Consider this. Before she was born, what was she? She had no form, no breath, no name. She was part of the vast, undivided whole, the Tao. Then, through the mysterious workings of existence, she took form, became flesh, and joined me in this life. We laughed, we talked, we shared this journey, and for that I am grateful. But now the cycle continues. She has returned to the Tao just as spring gives way to summer, and summer fades into autumn." Zhuangzi gestured toward the sky, where the first stars were beginning to emerge. "Shall I weep and wail against the turning of the seasons? Shall I demand that the sun never set, or the flowers never wilt? To do so would be to fight the nature of life itself." Hisi frowned, his disbelief tempered by curiosity. "But she was not a season or a flower, she was your wife. A human being with thoughts and feelings. How can you let go so easily?" Zhuangzi chuckled, leaning back and drumming softly. "Easily? No, it was not easy. But tell me, my friend, when a person rests peacefully in a great house, should we stand outside wailing and screaming? She has returned to the vastness of the Tao, the great home of all things. To cry endlessly over her passing is not a mark of love. It is a failure to understand the unity of all things." He shifted his posture, sitting more comfortably, his gaze steady and serene. "You see, life and death are not opposites. They are two parts of the same whole. Joy and sorrow, too, are one. To mourn endlessly is to cling to the illusion that they are separate. But when you see them as they truly are, interwoven, inseparable, you can move beyond grief and find peace." Hisi remained silent, watching Zhuangzi's calm demeanor. He thought of his own fears of loss, his own struggle to accept the inevitable changes of life. Slowly, the wisdom of Zhuangzi's words began to take root. As the stars filled the night sky, Zhuangzi's voice softened, his song blending with the rustling leaves. "The Tao moves through all things, uniting birth and death, joy and sorrow. To resist it is to suffer. To embrace it is to celebrate. Shall I not celebrate the time we shared, the laughter, the love? Shall I not honor her return to the Tao with song rather than sorrow? Zhuangzi stood, bowing deeply to his friend. Perhaps you are right, Zhuangzi. Perhaps the greatest wisdom lies in seeing not the end, but the unity of all things. Zhuangzi resumed his drumming, his face serene, his song carrying through the night. He celebrated not just his wife's life, but the vast and beautiful cycle of existence itself, a cycle where joy and sorrow, life and death are one. And now, as you reflect on Zhuangzi's wisdom, ask yourself, when faced with the loss of a loved one, do we dwell solely on the sorrow of their absence, or do we honor the incredible journey we shared? Every moment with them was a gift, a fleeting spark of connection in the vast flow of existence. Instead of clinging to grief, can we learn to celebrate? Celebrate the love, the laughter, and the profound joy of simply having known them. Let us remember, as Zhuangzi did, that life and death are not opposites, two sides of the same coin. Perhaps it's time not to mourn what has ended, but to dance, drum, and celebrate the miracle of having lived and loved at all.